You just mentioned that understanding people is the challenge, right? That's the greatest leaders is the greatest difficulty.
To predict leaders.
Say again, Yossi?
To predict leaders is very hard.
So speaking of predictions of leaders, in 2001, George W. Bush said about Vladimir Putin, quote, "I looked the man in the eye. I found him very straightforward and trustworthy. I was able to get a sense of his soul." That was George W. Bush, 2001. Now, many people speak about Vladimir Putin, say ex-KGB, nothing will ever change. You are the immediate past head of the Mossad. You have met Vladimir Putin on several occasions, and you've sat with him eye to eye.
Correct.
What's your read of that man, number one? And number two, what is the world failing to understand about the motivations of Vladimir Putin right now?
It's getting tougher, huh? Tough. Well, you know, analyzing leaders is one of the Mossad's very important tasks, because in the end of the day, I mean, like in this nation too, like in our country, like in all over the world, I mean, the end point of leadership stays by the prime minister, the president, or anyone else that is like holding emir, I mean, all these names. And it's hard really to know what's going to be their decision upon variety of subjects. Vladimir Putin is a serious guy. Now he is on his third term as a president, and the last time he is a president for 10 years. And by the way, he is guaranteed to be the Tsar of Russia till 2036. So don't hold your breath as if he's going tomorrow or there will be a regime change. I don't predict that this will happen. To my understanding, humbly saying, I think he's smart. And his calculus are very, very sharp. So he understands and appreciates a lot intelligence. I think when I said it a few days ago, someone told me, well, you have a unique opinion. Well, maybe, but this is it. He calculated his moves before going into Ukraine. I believe he knew few things before he entered. He knew, to my understanding, that he will be sanctioned. He is, by the way, sanctioned already because of Crimea Island and because of Georgia, Abkhazia. I mean, places that he already conquered. So him, my counterpart Petrushev, who was National Security Advisor next to me, directors of the FSB, KGB, they're all sanctioned. They cannot move away from Russia. They cannot travel. There are many of these. He knew that he will be maybe strongly sanctioned more than he was already. But eventually, I think there was something that he didn't know. What's going to be the West's reaction to him entering Ukraine physically? So he was not in a rush. The world has declared again and again and again, backed by NATO, we are going to deploy NATO forces in Ukraine. And he said, you will not. I will enter. The West said, we're ready to deploy and to embrace Ukraine as part of NATO. And he said, you will not, I will enter. And then when we all saw and shared, Fox News, CNN, whatever, Channel 12 in Israel, the deployment of the Syrian forces on the Ukrainian borders, then we thought, oh my God, that's going to be a real war. And he said, I'm going to enter. Didn't you get what I'm saying? And he's a serious guy to listen to.